All right, hello, this is Mrs. Short, and this is going to be a little lesson on graphing a scatter plot with exponential data and also finding an equation for that exponential data, an exponential regression. We've done this before in class. You did it in Algebra 1 with lines like linear regression, remember line of best fit, and you also did it this year with quadratic regressions. Remember on the calculator we would do like the stats and we'd go to quadratic regression and get the equation for that. So now we're going to do it with an exponential function. So we're going to get our data. So you'll need your computer and you'll need to go to desmos.com. And you'll also need to go to this website. And this website is, let me go back one. It's going to be worldometers.info/coronavirus/hashtag countries. And so from here, I want you to pick any country you want. I'm going to do United States, and so you can do whatever other country you want to inspect, and everything is there. And so when you click on a country, what's going to happen is you have some data down here, and skip past all the data there and go to the graphs, because the graphs are really nicely laid out. These are the total cases for the United States, and you see as I go along the curve, it like tells me the date and the cases. You could do the cases, you could do active cases, you could do deaths if you want, any of those little curve graphs there. So I'm going to start, and I want you to get at least 8 pieces of data. So I'm going to start with March 1st, and I would write down 1,75 for my first data point, and I'll show you when I type it in. And I need you to kind of go like in a sequential manner. Like if I'm going to do like every 5 days. So I did 1, and then I did March 6th. March 6th, I wrote down 319, and then I added 5, so 6 plus 5 is 11. So I went to March 11th, and I wrote that down. And then I went to March 16th, and so on. And so that took me all the way. When I kept adding 5, it took me all the way up to 31, and that was my 7th piece of information. So 7 pieces of information at 31 was here, and so then I would add 5 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there was my last piece of data that you're going to see on my scatter plot in a minute. All right, so you can do the same like in X value that I have. It doesn't matter to me, but you'll have different outputs because you'll be doing a different country. So after you have your numbers written down, you're going to go to Desmos, and you're going to go up here to the plus symbol, and you're going to add a table, and you're going to enter your information. Like my first one was 1, and then that had 75 cases. And then over here I had on day 6, March 6th, there were 319, and so on. And so I'm going to go ahead and pause and then enter the rest of my data. All right, I have all my data put in there now. So these are all the numbers that I got from the website. And you can see over here though, I don't see anything. There's no scatter plot appearing. Well, that's because these numbers are way too big for what I see. So you have to go to this little wrench over here and go to your settings. Well, that's because my x-axis, you see I'm going from 1 to 36. So I'm going to set that to go from, how about 0 and to 40. All right, so you'd have to change yours to something similar. The y-axis, my y values go from 75 to 336,000. So I'm going to set my y-axis to be, let's say 0, and why don't I go to 400,000. Now you can start to see some things appear. So I'm going to click back over here, and now I can kind of move this around, and you can zoom in or zoom out from here. Now, what we want to do is click down the next button here. So now we're going to make the computer or the Desmos give us a exponential function. So remember the exponential function is a times b to the x, right? That's y equals. So in Desmos, you have to type in y and the number 1. It puts it underneath. Then you have to use a little squiggly. It's like a tilde in Spanish, but it's up in the left-hand corner of your keyboard. So you shift and type that. And then you have to put in a, parentheses, b, parentheses, power. So you do a little caret symbol, and then x1. And you see the curve appeared. So what's going on right here is Desmos is creating a function for us. Look right there. It's giving me a and b. It's calculating a and b for me. And so those are the things you're going to go write down. In a minute, I'm going to show you what you're going to write down and what you're going to send to your teacher. whether on Google Classroom or maybe you just take a picture and email it. But anyway, we have this graph right here. So a couple things you could do if you're doing this on the computer, you could do share graph, and that's going to either, basically we want to export the image. So we would export the image, and I have my image right there. So you could do that. And basically, if you right click, I think I can just copy my image and I'm going to paste it into my email. But I'm going to type in Word, what you're going to tell your teacher. So a couple things you can see on here. You see the A values, 2036.95. My B value, that's my rate, or that's my, whether I have growth or decay. It's bigger than 1, so you can tell that this is going to be a growth. Obviously, it's going up, 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 up. And notice this curve does not really hit any of the points exactly, because this is a curve of best fit, an exponential curve of best fit. So it doesn't have to hit the points, it just has to be near them. It's kind of like an average of the points in a way you could think of it. And right there, that 0.15, that's my growth rate. So 15% a day. This is growing at this time right now. All right, so let's go see what we're going to give our teacher, or give me. So I'm going to type mine in Word as if I was typing a like an email in a way. So remember, I already copied that that picture. So if I do Control V, it was a little bit big. So again, you can just take a picture of it on your phone. But I want you to tell me these things. Your data, you know, that's already there. I want you to tell me what country you did. So I would type in USA. And before that, you're going to tell me your name. So Mrs. Short, because you know your email doesn't it has your ID number, not your name in it. So USA. And then all I want you to do is type me your equation. So y equals, and then remember our A value in this problem. Oh, let me go back and look because I did not write this one down. My A value right here was 2036.95. So 2036.95. And then my B value was 1.15312. So 1.15312. And then parentheses. And the power, so I'll do a little power x. So this is my exponential function. All right, and so then I just want you to tell me one more thing. And I want you to tell me the rate of growth. This is growing, so rate of growth is 15%. So you can round it off. 15% right there. All right, so tell me those things and you will be done. Just let us know if you have any trouble. And you know, if you find one that's decaying, it could be a rate of decay as well. And that is it. You type it, you enter, you're taking a picture of your graph. You are putting your name, the country, the equation that you got, the exponential regression, and you're telling me your rate of growth or decay. That would be a great thing. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.